So for the sake of this video, I recommend you turn your listening ears on, because there's going to be quite a lot of information. I'm not going to leave anything out. Stress that point. But, anyways, so for those of you who haven't been keeping up on Onision, about 3 weeks ago, two or 3 weeks ago, no, less than that actually, he made a video titled Dear Stalker. Now in this video, he heavily implies in the video that I am the stalker, and that I wrote a handwritten, several-page letter, handwritten to his in-laws of his wife, Lanely. And so, when I saw this, I was like, okay, he's blaming me, I don't really care, I didn't do it, so I'm not going to make a video response. There's no point, because he's just ranting on about the stalkers in my life, and he's writing handwritten letters to my in-laws, and stay away. I'm like, well, I didn't do it, so there's no reason to make a video about it. Anyway, people asked me on Tumblr, Twitter, did I write the letter, and I said no, 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 and no, and no. Until last night, he responded to a comment of mine, which is really, Onision has never responded to a comment by mine, and as you'll see in a few minutes, you'll see the comment that he wrote, but it was interesting, because the comment that I wrote was nothing in relation to the comment he responded to me, but nonetheless, he deleted his comment and my comment within a few seconds after deleting both of them, just to clarify. And so, when I saw that he responded to my comment, I was like, whoa! Onision actually responded to something I said. This is shocking. He's responded to me by name directly in the YouTube comments. So, he basically accused me of writing a snail mail letter, called me a scumbag and a bunch of other things. I don't care what he calls me. It doesn't bother me a bit. Just the fact is, I don't like being accused of something that I didn't do, by him. But, granted, whatever it is. So, last night before I went to bed, I sent him an email, right? I sent him an email clarifying. I said, my first email to you, I titled it, and I'm going to show it to you. I said, paraphrasing, you'll see it in a few minutes, I did not write the letter, which I didn't. And because you made a false accusation against me, I am going to post an already legal document, and it's public by King County Records, which is the state in which the county he lives and I live. We both live in King County. And the document's already public online already. I'm going to give the marriage license that shows that you actually are married, which is, again, already public information all over the place. It's not private information. I'm going to give it to Encyclopedia Dramatica because they've been looking for more information on you specifically, and I'm going to give it to them. And that's all I said. And he responds by saying that it was me who wrote the letter, and that the reason he knows that I wrote the letter is because his in-laws told him that I wrote the letter.
Hey guys, this video is kind of an intervention and a kind of request for the individual who's been harassing my wife's in-laws, and myself for some time now to stop. And a lot of you know exactly who I'm talking about. Like, when I disabled comments on the last video because I didn't want you guys promoting that individual, a lot of people were writing me saying, hey, was it this person? And most all of them were right. This person is so set on ruining my life, ruining my marriage, ruining my happiness. Most everybody automatically associates it with them. Now, the reason I'm making a big deal about this now is because this individual actually wrote, according to my in-laws directly via snail mail. They told my wife that this individual wrote them a disturbing letter on Facebook and then proceeded to write them snail mail via their home address.
First things first, Gregory. I did write a Facebook message over 5 months ago to your in-laws, but many people did that, so I don't know what message they're reading, I don't know what they're referring to. Maybe it was my message that I sent on Facebook, I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because it's Facebook. You can send messages and stuff on Facebook. There's nothing illegal or wrong about that. And see, the problem here, Greg, is that you're making a false parallel. You're saying, well, you wrote a Facebook message to my in-laws, so that automatically means that you must have written the letter. And my answer in response is no, and I will showcase you that I did not write the letter. In fact, I know who did write the letter, and in your video, you only show half of my email, which is really, that's what I don't like about you, is that you show half of my email, but you don't show the other half in which I responded and told you who it was, and that I didn't write it, and among other things, and you still make a video about my private email that I sent to you privately, and this is the key, this is really funny, is you're always telling your stalkers that if you have a problem with them, to write you privately. I did exactly that. I wrote you privately, and then you make a video about it. So, what's the point in trying to write privately to you when you ask your subscribers or even haters to write you privately, and I took it privately, and you made a video about it? I mean, wow. Nonetheless, also, I'd like to make a point. I'm sorry, I just woke up and I'm making this on the spot. Let's just say by some rare chance you wanted to take me to court, your court case would be thrown out so fast. You want to know why? Because your entire logic for this entire video directed at me is your in-laws said that it was you. So therefore, you're basing it on an assumption. That assumption is based on an accusation from somebody else. It doesn't work that way. If you go to court, let's just say, hypothetically, you took me to court and saying, you wrote a snail mail letter to my in-laws, that court case will be thrown out because you have to prove that I wrote it. And I will stand trial, happily, because I've been in court before already, and I will stand trial and I will happily vow myself that I did not write that letter, and I didn't. And you will have to prove with evidence that I wrote it, either by DNA, or they'll show it to me, and all I have to say is, no, I didn't write it, and unless you can prove that I did write it and that I'm lying, it'll be thrown out. So my suggestion to you is, please, contact me over email, send me the handwritten snail mail letter, and I would like to see it, because I didn't write it, and I don't like being accused of things that I didn't do, so it doesn't really even matter. The point is that you're trying to blame me for something that I did not do.
I made a video saying, hey, creepy stalker, stop writing my family members. And then he proceeded to commenting on one of my YouTube videos, I wonder if Taylor feels if she has competition now. He's implying that I'm somehow going to be attracted to another girl who was in one of my videos, I suppose just because she's a girl. But of course he's going to imply this because he's all about causing drama in my life and generally questioning my morality. So I responded with the information I was given through my wife, source of her parents, in which they said, hey, you know that guy who's been making videos about you? Well, he wrote us on Facebook and then he wrote us a snail mail.
And again, I want to stress the point, this is a false parallel. Now, I did make a video 5 months ago to the parents, I did send them a Facebook message, but because your parents the in-laws saw my video and saw my Facebook message, they must have automatically assumed that the handwritten letter was by me, when it was not by me. In fact, I love how in the next few clips you're about to see, you only present half of the email that I sent you. Only half of it. You completely ignored and didn't even include my response to you. So not only are you one-siding everything that I said in response to you, and I even told you in the email who the person was who sent it, and you still ignored it and took the effort to make a video about it, only presenting the one side of the response. So just keep watching, guys.
Not just to his YouTube viewers, because he's already done that. He's gonna post it to a hate site. Because you know this guy is such a saint and he's just trying to help my wife get away from the evil demon that is me, right? I can't think of a single person who could be a bigger hypocrite right now with their current actions. You're gonna prove to everybody that I was wrong about you being a stalker creep by doing something a stalker creep would do. This is what he wrote to my email. I'll make this short. I wrote no snail mail letter to Taylor's parents, nor would I ever go that far. Yeah, writing a snail mail letter to my in-laws is way too far, but releasing our legal documents with our full name to a hate site? Oh, that's nothing. Do you realize how crazy you sound? This is why a lot of people are afraid to turn on their cameras and post videos to YouTube, because they're afraid of psycho creepy stalkers like you. Of course you won't believe me, and that's fine. Why would I believe you? You literally made a video addressing my in-laws, telling them what a horrible person you, a person who has never met me, believes me to be. Basically trying to ruin my life.
Might I add again that these documents have been public and are easily accessible by King County state law simply by typing it in your name, and you instantly get it pop up. All you have to do is pay like a small $10 service fee and you can easily access it. You can access my parents' marriage documents. You can access almost any marriage documents within the entire United States of America based upon getting married in the United States. These are public records. They're nothing, they're nothing liable for anything. And see, Greg, here you're now making a fallacy. Because I made a video 5 months ago directed at you, you therefore automatically assume that I have to be the person who wrote the snail mail letter. Just to present you what I wrote, since you didn't actually include everything that I wrote to you, and the user who actually wrote the letter, I found out who it was last night. I sent them a message because after he responded to me, I was like, hey, I need to find out who wrote this letter, and it is, and he's proud of writing that snail mail letter, and he says he would do it again. In fact, he has a video of him actually doing it. The user who wrote the snail mail letter made a video about this. And yet, you know, Greg, that it was him because you've had problems with this guy before. You've gotten lots of his videos removed from privacy complaints and all these certain things. And whether, I don't even care if you do that. The point is, the fact of the matter is that I have evidence to show you that this guy actually did write the letter from his actual own words, and yet even though when I presented the evidence to you in email, you still ignored it and still blaming it on me. So, I don't really understand your basic brain capacity to where you try to pull all these false causations and fallacies out by saying, well, I'm going to assume because someone said it, therefore it's true. The world doesn't work that way. You can't go off gossip. You can't go off of what someone said to you. It has to be shown with evidence, and that is something that clearly lacks in all of your videos, Greg, is evidence to prove anything, especially directed at me, besides the fact that the marriage license, which is already public again, so I'm not really doing anything. And here's the fun thing. The reason I mentioned Encyclopedia Dramatica regarding your marriage license is to get a reaction out of you, which is exactly what happened. Because I know you hate that website, so I thought, well, if I attach the marriage document and then say to him that I'm going to give it to them, which they already have it, by the way, I got a reaction out of you by simply making a reference to a website which I know you hate. And it worked. You made a video about it. And now that you made a video about it, I can make a video in response to you and refute everything you have to say. With evidence. I say in response to your email, the user who wrote the letter was Don't Stand Close to Me on YouTube. Send me a screenshot of the letter. I want to see it. In case you didn't know, marriage license is already public by state law. It's in King County records, accessible by all. I know you hate Encyclopedia Dramatica. Just thought I'd hand it over to them. My suggestion to you, and I mean this, if you want me to stop making videos about you, don't say stupid shit or things without backing up with evidence. I wish no harm to you, your family, but when you make videos saying stupid things or an argument that doesn't make sense, I'll respond. I do this with many people, not just you. Peace. And of course, did Greg actually include this? No, of course he didn't, because Greg always likes to be the victim. He always likes to portray everybody as being the problem. Everybody else has issues except him. This is what is known as a narcissist, where everything revolves around them, and they try to twist and turn everything to be someone else's fault, and they try to blame everything and accuse everybody of everything else rather than ever looking at themselves. This is a perfect example, and thank you, Greg, for making a video response to me on this, because now I can showcase that you really are one-sided. You left out part of my email on purpose, obviously, and now I had to make a video about it, and you complain about me making videos. Well, you just got yourself a video simply by making a video about me. So, are you happy? I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe you like the attention that I give you. Although it's negative, maybe you do like it. Who knows? My point is, let's see what the person who actually wrote the letter has to say. He replies, yes, I sent it because the actual email didn't go through. Then he goes on to say about parents and how if he was a parent, he would want to know what his daughter was doing with a crazy psychopath. But near the end, he says, and finally, to Mr. Epstein, if you want to clear this up with your subs and viewers, go ahead and make a video telling them who I am, who sent the letter, or directing them to this video below, as I am proud of what I have done, and I will do it again. And down below, in my description, and here, as you can see, to the parents of lamely bought Onision's new victim, he has a link here, and that link shows you evidence that he actually did write the snail mail letter. So, Greg, my advice to you is before you make an accusation against me, you should probably look and learn a bit about fallacies and false causations where you parallel things back to me. Granted, I do understand why you might think it would be me, considering I do make videos about you, but I have no interest in writing a handwritten letter. I hate writing handwritten letters, and in terms of you making an accusation against me, I just thought I'd clear it up and make a video response to you. So, I don't really have much else to say besides that, Onision, you're wrong, and if you want to take me to court for some reason that you also threatened me in your email that you can take me to court, by all means, do it. I'd happily stand in court, I'd happily testify, I'd happily swear nothing but the truth, I'd happily swear my vows. Most of all, I'd love to see you fail in court because that's exactly what you would do because you know nothing about how the law works. I'm done. Thank you guys for watching.